Alright, we're back. We are imprisoned in this Nexus. This is your hub world, basically. You'll be coming here in between your adventures, basically. And here you have archstones. You can eventually go to any of these archstones. Right now we can only go to the first one. You can't go to this one. Obviously it's broken. Why would they keep it in the game? I don't know. But they did. So, I'll introduce the NPCs a little later on. Right now, the only thing you can do... Well, not the only thing you can do. But the only place you can go is 1-1. We call it, or it's referred to as 1-1, but it's the Boletarian Palace and Gates of Boletaria. So this is the first Archstone, the first section of the Archstone. You have to clear this, and I believe beat the boss before you can begin leveling up your character and before you can begin choosing where you want to go. One thing I didn't mention in the tutorial is the parry mechanic. If you hit L2 and you have a shield that is able to parry, you can do this. Well, if I had my sword equipped, that would have been a lot cooler. Alright, let's see if we can do it again. If you get a parry off, you can hit R1 and you get critical damage. Pretty awesome too. All the weapons have their own riposte animations, I guess, is what you call it. So you parry and then riposte, or riposte. I'm not quite sure how you say it. I'm not very smart. But you don't want to do any of that. You can just keep your shield up. Let him tire himself out. Do it that way if you want. I like to, especially for a new player, if you got two enemies coming at you at one time, use your magic to take one out, and then if you're comfortable going up close with the next enemy, I would do that. I don't want to shoot everything with magic here. I don't want to run out of spice or MP and then in turn run out of spice. I'm choosing to be conservative on the magic, but you really don't need to. Well, you should. You should be conservative so you have it when you truly feel like you need it. Like right here, this is an ambush, basically. There's two enemies that you basically don't see. Your eye fixes on the archer. See, the other one just tried to gank us from behind. So the magic was useful there. What I usually do is I just ignore this archer here. Well, he's not there anymore, but you know what I mean. I come over here, and those two enemies we killed, usually at least one of them will fall in this hole. A lot of times both of them will. There's going to be a guy to our right. Let him knock us off here. Another guy here. There'll be another person over here. I'm not going to do a whole lot of parrying or anything fancy. I want this to kind of feel like no, not a lot of flash in this playthrough. I just want it to be very safe and feel kind of easy breezy as much as I can. I'll probably fuck up here and there. Not even probably, I will. And things might get a little hectic, but my intent is to keep this like a nice walk in the park. Keep your shield up. You're gonna get there's a few nasty situations in here. There's a guy, once we go up these stairs, he's gonna throw fire bombs from behind us. There's an enemy in front of us that we want to take care of. So I'm going to pull him first. And I'm going to run here. Had my shield up so I didn't take too much damage. There's a guy up here, and if we run all the way up these stairs to avoid his bombs, we're gonna run into at least 2 enemies, maybe 3, I can't remember. I'm gonna let him throw. And then I'm gonna run. We got that guy up there who also wants to throw bombs. It doesn't look like this guy can hit us from here. So I guess the play is to kind of come down here, or when you're down here, walk forward just a little bit, roll back, let him throw a bomb. And then you have enough time to get up here before he can throw another one. You don't want to go too far this way, because then the guy up top will start throwing bombs at you. And you'll have to worry about the fact that you just pulled aggro on the 2 enemies that were in front of you with their flaming swords. There's another guy in here who likes to throw fireballs or bombs. Oh, we killed him. We shot him. We already got him. So that boulder is gonna come down. So we're gonna trigger it. Just walk nice and slow until you see it come down. Opens up access to a bastard sword, which we don't need, so I'm not gonna jump down there and grab it. I'm gonna pull him down here because if we go up, there's gonna be someone shooting arrows from behind us. I fell, I didn't mean to do that. Alright, let's get back up. Oh, he came down to greet us. So directly behind us will take fire. Keep your shield up. And dodge that arrow. Take him out. Let this guy bounce off my shield. Better play might be to just shoot this guy. Some grass. And up here, if you get to this point, don't mess with this guy. Not right now. That's gonna be guaranteed frustration for you. Instead, you want to go this way. Handle this blue-eyed knight here. Which, the strategy with this guy, really just keep your shield up. He's going to do that. You can roll out of the way. You have enough time to roll out of the way before his next attack. You can dodge that shield bash. Then you can strafe around for a backstab. His other attacks are blockable with your shield. I'm trying to get him to do it. See these right here? Those are fine. And you can strafe while you're blocking. Keep your shield up and strafe, and these guys are not a problem. And if they shield bash and break your guard, then roll to the right. Alright, that fog gate right there is the way forward, but we're going to open up a shortcut, so if we were to die, we don't have to do what we just did all over again. Let these guys kill themselves here. At least one of them. Come out here and break these chains. You're gonna get some loot when we get to the bottom. Keep your shield up. Take it slow. Make sure you have enough mana to cast your spells. Shield up, so that was not a problem. There's two of them, so I'm gonna come back up here. My health is good. I'm gonna keep my shield up here. Pine resin, coat your sword in fire. We're saving that for the boss. we're saving all the fire bombs that we collect for the boss as well. Alright, so that cling ring is important. Right now, since the dragon god punched us to death in the last episode, we are in soul form. You can see we kind of have this fog surrounding our body, and our health is cut in half. That's what happens when you die. The only way to get back into body form and get all your health back is to either kill a boss or use an item in-game, which I don't believe we have yet, but I'll point it out when we grab one. For this playthrough, for anyone's first playthrough really, I would recommend just go with the flow. If you died and you're in soul form, push on in soul form. Do not use consumable items to get back in body form. It's going to mess with a thing called world tendency, which I'm not going to go too far into. I really think manipulating world tendency, in my opinion, it makes the game less enjoyable, and I think for your first playthrough you should just play it as normal, and then later on you can start messing with this. So you see each archstone here, and below each archstone is a circle with a little, I don't know, like a graphic or whatever, and the more you die in a world in body form, the darker that circle is going to get until it reaches pure black. The less you die, or not the less you die, if you keep away from dying in body form, if you just stay in soul form and you defeat enough bosses in any given world without dying in body form, you will increase the world towards pure white tendency. And so when you're in pure black tendency or pure white tendency, certain world events will happen, which will get you access to different items that otherwise you wouldn't be able to get, none of which we need for this playthrough. But that's basically what world tendencies do. Also, pure black will make the enemies tougher, they hit harder, and you'll encounter red versions of certain enemies that are basically, they just have more health and they hit hard. And the one good thing about pure black tendency is you will enemy drops, so loot, you have a better chance of discovering good loot off of enemies that you've defeated. But I would recommend staying away from that. So if you die, try again in soul form. You kill a boss and you're in body form, keep pushing on in body form until you die again. Just don't worry about it. That little bit of health, it's a trap trying to get caught up in the fact that you don't have your full health bar. You have to hold circle for that one to vault over. Alright, first NPC that we're going to talk to here. Before we do, we're going to pick up our second ring. We've got two of the more important rings for our playthrough. So we got the cling ring, which gives us more HP when we're in soul form. And now we're going to equip the thief ring, which makes it harder for enemies to detect us. You'll pull aggro You have to be closer to an enemy to pull aggro with the Thief Ring.
That was a bold leap. A surprise indeed. Well, now that you are here, pray thee, fend off these Dreglings.
I'll talk to him again. He'll give you a telescope.
My thanks for your... I am Ostrava of Boletaria.
Like any normal person would after you save their life. I believe a telescope would be in order. Oh, I'm out of mana. Back up. Let Ostrava get some action. Oop, I accidentally hit Ostrava. You gotta be careful not to hit him. Grab this sword here if you want it. Oh, I'm out of mana. I keep forgetting that. Oh, he's coming for us. Shield up. Roll. Oh, see, I hit Ostrava. That's what I was trying not to do. Alright. So you have to clear all these enemies out if you want him to stay alive. There are 3 main points in the game, this being one of them where you have to save this guy's ass. And if you do, at the end of it all, you'll get some pretty cool gear. So that's why I'm bothering with him. It's good to pick these enemies off from afar. There's a lot of them, so I would recommend picking them off from afar. I'm going to back up, come over here. Re-up on the mana. Don't be afraid to let him do a little bit of the work. He's a little manipulative. He likes to, you know, he'd prefer you do everything. He's not going to say that, but that's the kind of guy he is. Shield up. Alright, he's safe now. We can press forward. I'm gonna break 2 of these and let this guy break the 3rd. And I'm gonna pick off what I can from afar. There's 4 enemies total in this courtyard, and you have a chance of attracting some arrows from above as well, so good idea not to just run in. If we go this way, we'll run into a merchant that I want to show you. But first, I'm going to come up here and clear some potential nuisances out of the way. I'm running out of mana here. So, read up on the health. Gonna try to pull this guy. Guy's just steadily shooting bolts at us. That fog path is the way forward. But first, I'll show you where the archer is. He sells healing items and fire bombs. If for whatever reason you need more. Broken guard. Alright, when we get right about here, we're gonna get ambushed from behind. Go ahead and, if you have it, clear one guy out with a spell. Block that. If you want, do that. Alright, through these boards here, we'll find our merchant.
Good day to you. Care to look over my wares? Mostly stolen, but who's telling eh?
Sells healing items, fire bombs, different weapons, none of which, and shields, none of which I want. Some armor.
Go ahead. Take your time. I'm not going anywhere.
He is, though. All right. Come here. You'll see a bunch of boulders. And then you'll see a bunch of enemies. And if you do this, hit that rope right there. I believe if you don't do that, I want to say those are going to come down and hit you. But I'm not sure. You look out over here, I hear some dragons. I don't see them though. That's because they're on the other side of this building. Alright, so right here, you got another duo that you need to deal with. I like to kill one with some magic. Let the other guy Let him bounce off, hit him once. That's your safest option. Because he, with the spears and the halberds, they can hit you while blocking. So you can go in for a second or a third swing, and they're already tagging you again when you didn't think it was possible. We're going to let our dragon buddy torch this bridge. We just need to trigger his arrival. So get right about here. Keep your shield up to block any incoming bolts. Back up. He's gonna keep doing this until we pull him away. His nest is in this direction. There's some treasure over there, none of which we need. So I'm not gonna go there and risk it. I'm gonna pull him away. And then I'm gonna run for it. And you have more than enough time. Grab this item over here. And gain access to the first boss. Alright, I'm out of magic, which is unfortunate. But I do have some more spice that I didn't realize I had. So, I'm gonna equip that. This is aged spice. It's more potent than the fresh spice. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna keep my shield up. There's gonna be 2 enemies on either side. Poke my head out, and then I'm gonna back in. Come over here and grab an item. Keep my wand out, keep my shield up. There's more enemies in here. Just gonna poke my head in. Try to pull these guys out, kite them out. Back up. There's a guy who likes to throw fire bombs right here. A little too close for comfort. Almost fell. These guys are really weak to fire. If you're right in front of them, they can throw a javelin at you. So those unknown souls, they're basically up top, the top right corner. You have your souls, right? You get those from killing enemies, and you use those to purchase things and level up. When you die, you could lose those souls, and you have one chance to get back to where you were and pick up what you dropped. If you die again, then they're gone forever. I feel like even if you've never played a Souls game, you probably know that by now. But if not, there it is. And then these right here are basically, benefit of these is you can use these when you choose, and they'll give you souls. So when you die, you're not going to lose them. So we've got some currency saved up that we don't have to worry about losing if we die. Oh shit, I almost did it again. Almost fell off. Another javelin. You get in front of, or behind these guys, you can do some good damage with your sword. And we have officially cleared 1-1. Back to where we started. And the only thing left to do is kill this boss. We don't need our spells for this. We've picked up more than enough fire bombs and pine resin to get the job done. So I'm going to equip those now. Pine resin, and I'm going to equip the fire bombs. I like to use the fire bombs first, and then when I run out of those, switch to the pine resin. So the boss is underneath all of these sledge enemies with shields attached to them. This is a fairly easy fight. You just don't let yourself get surrounded. They're really slow, so it's easy not to. And if you need to heal or top off on mana, if you are going to use spells, then you got more than enough room. You can just run around here and do what you need to do safely. And if you run around, the enemies tend to fall off the boss and kind of expose him without you having to kill all these guys. And they're very slow. Right? Really not much to this at all. If you run out of fire bombs, you can switch to your pine resin. Find an opening. Top off. To be safe, keep your shield out if you want. Guy's sleeping. I don't know what he was doing. He's surrounded again, right? So I'm gonna let all these enemies kind of break off. Come in. Oh, I ran out of fire. See an opening there. We got a lead demon soul. Demon souls can be used to acquire spells, weapons. They can be used for currency. And I think that's it.
Welcome back. The Monumental awaits the above. The Monumental will explain the Nexus to thee.
Alright, so now we're back in body form. And the first thing you need to do is go talk to the Monumental. The Monumental is upstairs. So we're gonna go there now. Take a left here. Go up some more stairs. You're gonna take a right and then another left. And speak to the one with good posture.
We have long awaited you, Slayer of Demons. I am one of the Monumentals. We preserve the fabric of reality. There is a tale I wish to tell you. Once, we too a scourge of demons faced. In the distant past, under benevolent rule, the world was united owing to the soul arts. Until a lust for power caused the awakening of the Old One. Across the land seeped a colorless, deep fog, and the world faced extinction at the hands of the demons. Thanks be, we were able to lull the Old One back to its slumber, yet only after the loss of innumerable souls, and most of the world, lost, erased by the fog. In order to mend the fabric of what lands still remained, we entrusted 6 leaders with 6 precious archstones. One to the king of a small yet industrious land. One to the king of the burrowers underground. One to the wise queen of the great ivory tower. One to the chieftain of lost and ill-fortuned souls. One to the shaman of the tempest-worshipping shadowmen. and the last to the great giants of the northern lands. The archstones were placed in the fringelands that survived. We contained the old one here below the Nexus and prohibited the soul arts. Finally, we became monumentals, half-living sentinels of the fabric of reality. Alas, the other monumentals have perished, and only I remain. Now it is your turn. You must lull the old one back to its slumber and seal it away for all eternity. If not, the deep fog will absorb all that we know. Have you the strength to bear this burden?
Say yes.
Yes. We are fortunate indeed to have you. Now, go forth and destroy every last demon. The old one, without demons to feed its souls, will a new servant seek and lure you to its bosom.
Cool. It's just such a pretty game. Alright. Now we're able to go to any of these archstones. In addition, we're able to talk to the Maiden in Black here, and she can help us channel our souls into
Braves, prithee.
power, and she also gives us these multiplayer items. So the blue stone, if you're in soul form, you can use this and it'll drop a sign down on the ground. Other players who need help can summon you. If you successfully help them defeat a boss, you'll gain your body form back. This allows you to send phantoms that you've summoned into your world back home, if they're being, for whatever reason. Alright, let's level up.
Seekest thou the powers? Of course, after all, thou requirest strength. Go ahead, touch the demon inside me. Let these vagabond souls become thine own.
She's got such a cool design. Sorry. Alright, for this, I want to get our vitality up a little bit. Right now, I want to get a different shield for reasons I'll explain shortly. I'm going to bump this up to 11. I'm going to bump our vitality up to... Actually, I'm going to bump magic up to 16 for reasons that will be explained we'll hold off on that, actually. The rest we'll pump into Vitality for now. I want to get Vitality up to 20, and then we'll leave that alone for the rest of the playthrough.
Art thou finished? May thy strength help the world be mended.
This is Ed. He's a blacksmith. He can repair your equipment. He can upgrade some equipment, not all. And he has basic items for sale.
You new here. Are you here for my services? The name's Baldwin. I'm just an ordinary blacksmith.
Okay, his name's not Ed. It's Baldwin.
Just bring me all the souls you can.
I don't know why I thought... I think the other one's named Ed. There's another blacksmith.
With your souls, I can eke out a living. And with my weapons, you can go on living. Not a bad deal, eh?
So, armor and weapons have a durability stat. And once they are reduced to 0, then they're useless until you repair them again. He can upgrade certain things. He can upgrade this short sword, but we're going to get rid of this in the next episode, so don't worry about that. What we want is this heater shield. If we press square on this, we can look at the stats, and in the reduction section you can see it blocks 100% of physical damage. The shield we currently have blocks 90. It also has high fire damage resistance. But I really want it for right now because of the 100% physical damage resistance. So I'm going to get that now.
No interest, eh? I can tell you're not going to last.
I'm going to use some of those souls we acquired. If you don't have these to use, you can go back to 1-1, or you can wait at a later time when you have the souls to use. The shield we have currently is more than enough to get us by.
Oh, good day to you. I can forge weapons for you. You come back alive. I need your business.
If you want to compare something to an item you have equipped, you can press square over this to bring up your stat page, and then hover over. Like if I want to compare the two shields, I can hover over the prior shield that we had, and anything in red means this, it's worse than. So like for this physical attack, you're at 60 plus 5. Now you're at 65 plus 6. So the prior shield weighed less, so that's why the weight is blue, and the guard break was better at 54. This is at 53. So this basically, the guard break is how stable your shield is. So it costs stamina when you are blocking, when you block a hit, basically. The higher your guard break, the less stamina it costs to block any given hit. If a hit takes all of your stamina, it'll break your guard and your arm will go flying back, and then you're open to a potential attack, and you'll take extra damage than you would if you were hit normally. That's enough explaining for now. And then this guy,
I'm Stockpile Thomas. When the scourge came, I didn't know what hit me. When I came to, I found myself here in this Nexus. My wife and daughter fell victim to the demons. But I would be worthless in battle. At the very least, I hope to lend my assistance to you brave slayers of demons. I would be happy to lighten your load and look after any excess baggage.
this guy is a wreck. You know, he's gone through a lot of shit, and all that trauma has caused him to become a hoarder. And that's the reality of it. This guy will take anything, he will store anything you don't want to keep on your person. The reason you want to keep your inventory, you only want to keep what you need on your person, is your item burden. So if you look at the top right corner right now, it says item burden 15.9 out of 98. If you hit 98, you can't pick anything else up until you relinquish something of enough weight to pick up what you want to pick up. And in the original game, you had to come back to the Nexus
Rest
to
assured, your goods are safe and sound with me. Best of luck to you.
give anything to Thomas. Now you can do that through your normal inventory screen. Like if I want to give him this wide-eyed stone, which I don't need. Well, let's try something else. Can't do that. Like these fire bombs. I don't really need these fire bombs. I don't want to get rid of them, but I don't want to use them, so I can send them to him from anywhere now. So that's a really nice change that they made for the remake. Alright, so you've met the blacksmith, you've met the maiden in black, Thomas. You come over here. Just don't talk to her. She's stupid. Don't talk to him, he sucks. This guy will sell you miracles. But we're not going to use miracles. So, but he's there. You keep talking to this guy, it's not going to be good for him. So I just leave him there. And come over here and you'll meet a mage who can sell you spells.
Are you here to face the demons? If so, please free Sage Frake the Visionary from his...
He tells you about Sage Frake.
I will help you, however I can.
We definitely want to
I
save.
can teach you elementary spells. Sage Frake is a gleaming hope for humankind, but I have not the power to save him alone.
Out of these right now, the only thing I want right now is Soul Arrow. And I want Cloak. Go ahead and pick up Cloak whenever you can, but the more important thing is Soul Arrow.
Be careful how you normally... I had to make...
So I'm going to go ahead and pop the rest of these.
Are you begging for a magic lesson?
Alright.
Be careful how you use it. Normally, it would not be granted to one such as yourself. I had to make an exception for the sake of Sage Frake. Are you begging for a magic lesson?
You can go to Attune to equip certain spells. Your magic memory Right now we only have 2 slots. And one thing
Be careful how you use it. Normally, I had to make.
I didn't explain.
Thou see, then touch the soul of the mind, key to life's ether.
Intelligence.
Soul
If you look at the bottom of the screen, it
drawn
tells you what
from
each one of these things do. So intelligence
strength
increases
be
your
granted so the world
magic
might be
points
made.
and your magic memory. So your magic memory affects how many slots you have, which affects how many spells you can equip at any given time. Your magic stat increases your magic power, so how much damage a casting of a single spell will do.
I shall await thy return.
We're going to
slayer
focus
of
on
demons.
those for the most part.
I
We're going
am
to get our
here for thee,
vitality
and thee alone.
where we need it, and then for the most part we're going to dump everything else into magic and intelligence. That is the most amount of explaining and standing around I plan on doing between this episode and the last. We're not going to sprint through this playthrough, but it is going to pick up. So thanks for sticking with me if you've gotten this far, and I'll see you on the next one.